So the first feature we're going to look at is the carousel. So first we have to toggle the switch to on, and we're just going to expand it. So these are going to be all the different configurable options for your carousel. So we have autoplay and loop. So I'm just going to select both of them for the moment. And the next one here is, can your editor override timing? So if this is switched on, it's allowing your editor to fix the transition between the slides, or if it's a fixed timing, you can just keep it there yourself. So the next one we're going to look at is the transition fade. So you have your standard wipe and fade, so you can just select which one that you need. And then the next one we're going to look at is offset. Now the offset is going to offset the carousel from your module. So for example here, I'm just going to set for the top, I don't know, 80 there, 50. Then you can select from the right, bottom, or left. So the next option is pagination, but we're just going to skip over that one for the moment, and I'm going to show you what you've created so far in your studio. So I've already created a module here, but I'm just going to show you what it would look like. So here's your carousel option. You have your offset there at the top of 50 pixels, and this is just what it looks like in the studio then. So we're going to go through your properties there, and we're just going to add another screen here. So this is 2 screens now for your carousel, and we'll just add a third one. And you can navigate in between the screens here. I'll go more in detail into the studio in my studio video. Back in the content template, we're going to look at the pagination option this time. So you have an option between screen selectors, next previous button, or none. So these are your sprites, and your button sprites are very important when it comes to your carousel, or for any option here. So first of all, when you're uploading these sprite buttons, you have to make sure that it's divisible by 4, as we have 4 active states here, and it's just important that it's divisible by 4 when you're designing them. So we're going to click one at the moment here. Now these are ones that we've already uploaded. So we're just going to select one here, one previous button, and we're going to select the next button. So there are 2 buttons that are going to be used in our module. Again, you can offset these pixels again, so put 20 on both. And next we have the screen selector. So we can configure where it goes, so we're just going to put it maybe in the bottom center. And again, you can offset this in pixels, or you have the option to make it vertical or not, depending on how you've designed your carousel to be set up. Now the screen selector layers are something that we are going to be explaining more when it comes to the studio. So you have a button, an icon, and a label. So it's actually very important for which order these are in when it comes to your studio. If you have a see-through button, you can put the label on the bottom. If not, you'll probably have to put the label on top. You can select the content, which is just a number. If it was normal, hovered, or selected, you have just different states for each label. Again, you have an icon label, and you just have a button. And this is when you're going to have to select what your button's going to look like. Again, this will be explained in more detail when it comes to my video on the carousel for the studio. So we're just going to select the button here. I'm just going to fast forward this bit here. There you go. So now we can preview the button, and that's what our button is going to look like. And again, you can have a play or a pause button put in there. You have to upload your sprite again for it. You can limit how many screen selectors are shown at once, or you can have a screen selector pagination. So these are all the different types of options that you can use for your carousel. Now I'm just going to show you what we've created now in the studio. So this is just a sample that I've done up here. Just a simple traditional carousel. You have your pagination there, or your screen selectors, go back and forward. You can see the button at the bottom there. You can add your screen cell or new screen slide there and add a background image to it. So this is just what you can create anyway when it comes to Amplience.